I don't think it's, I don't think it's going to last as our strongest record, Smitten, certainly. Or I don't think it ranks up there as the top 3 for most people. But I think it was a great time for us. But then we got through the whole touring thing, and nothing had really changed. The label kind of fell apart. We got dropped. It was a good time to take a break because we had some money from getting dropped and blah, blah, blah. So it really got to the point of like, wow, we really tried so hard to put this record together. It was taking a lot of effort, and that wasn't good. And we felt like, okay, it's clearly a time to just step back from this. Like, there's no way you should be in a band and feeling like you're forcing things to happen. You shouldn't force business down. You shouldn't force musical, certainly, things. You shouldn't feel like you're trying too hard. And that's, I think, I don't think we spoke it like that, but I think that's kind of where it got to. And there was a lot of confluence of events that really made it a good time to just...
Yeah, okay. And then you started working in real estate?
Well, not the day after, no. First, well, Tom had already had 2 children, I think. My first was being around that time, 99. And so I stayed home for 2 years. Tom stayed home for like 10 years. And, right? Yeah. But if I was 2, you were 10. Nah, something like, 8 years. But I was home for 2 years as the primary, not primary caregiver, but the stay-at-home dad, while my wife worked 9 to 5. And that's what I did. And around that time, I started doing freelance writing, and I kind of did allmusic.com and started to get into the writing thing more, writing about music. And then it got to the point where, all right, the money was starting to be, my kid was old enough to go to, she was old enough to go to preschool. And so it was time to start something else, and we needed some more money. And I didn't want to, like, I did some solo records, obviously, and side projects, but I don't think music was there as an option to be full-time anymore. I had to stay, I couldn't go away. So real estate seemed like a good thing to try. And I'd always wanted to kind of try it, even when I was in a band. I thought, this is something that's interesting, Like when I bought a house, I thought I liked the whole process of buying a house. So, okay. But it was much more just an easy thing to try, because you don't have to be hired necessarily, It's like you're on your own. Yeah. And I was used to the big swings, the getting paid and then not getting paid for years and being in a band. So I was used to the discipline of it all. And I still do it. I enjoy it. It's a nice way to make a living, and it really takes the pressure off for me of music as a living, which we don't do anymore. We just do it for fun.
Okay. And now, the 3 Easy Pieces album. Like in songwriting-wise, is there stuff on this album where you think, we couldn't have made this 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
No. No, I think it could have fit very well 10, 15 years ago. I mean, there's nothing in particular that I feel like, wow, what a brand new thing. If anything, this record is almost like a return to what was good about us and what was easy. So maybe that's why the title is part of a resonance with the title. I mean, I don't feel like there's anything like that.
Okay, just doing what you're good at.
Yeah. I mean, certain lyrical ideas come from more recent events, I think, but I still think I could have written something like these songs. I mean, I think the writing's gotten better, but it's more of an iterative kind of measurement than a, like, out of nowhere kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's not that as a writer, you're still the same as like 15 years ago.
No, I think I've evolved, but I don't think I've evolved to the point that there's nothing here that would be, like, I think all these songs could more or less fit on earlier records. I think any of these songs could fit on any other record. I mean, I think our first record is in and of itself, I think we played an early song tonight at Soundcheck, and I just thought, wow, this is so, I feel like I'm watching a baby picture of a movie of myself.
Which one was it?
We played Bus during the Soundcheck, and
you're gonna play it tonight?
Yeah, we'll play. And it's, just the words, like, okay, this is like I'm like reading an old journal entry of myself or something, It was from 1986. I remember writing those words in 1986.
Okay, when you were like 20?
21, yeah.